Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are taking a look at the Radeon HD 5870, codenamed Cypress XT and released in September of 2009 for $399 US, a whole $100 more than its last year's counterpart that we looked at a few weeks ago. This card was a major step up in all directions. Now supporting DirectX 11 and made on 40nm process node, can this most advanced GPU deliver solid performance? Well, let's find out. But first, we start by taking a closer look at the GPU itself. So my unit was made by Asus and has this nice carbon fiber texture that's really oddly satisfying to touch, a blower type cooler, and for the first time an HDMI output. Let's go ahead and take it apart, using our iFixit kit starting in the back. The backplate does not help with any heat dissipation, unlike with the previous 4000 series. The cooler looks more advanced, and the components seem to be distributed more evenly across the PCB of the card. Look at those heat pipes. That's twice as many that we found on the old 4870. This should be a lot more capable at cooling this card. Let's carry on cleaning and finish off with some fresh MX5 thermal compound, as ever, before assembling the card back together. Now ready for some testing, let's jump into Heaven benchmark first. The HD 5870 scored astonishing 650 points. That's the most points we've ever recorded, and some 50 more than the monster 4870 X2 scored in the last week's video. Be sure to check out that video, and give it a like please, and subscribe please. Looking at the efficiency score, the engineers at AMD have done an amazing job. The power consumption of whole system peaked at just 162 watts. All of this makes me really happy, because I love to see the progress we get with the new generation. But also makes me wonder if the gap gets even bigger, and what about the Team Green? Let's move on to some games. With the support for DirectX 11, we can include a bunch of new games in the testing. We start with Mafia 2, where the HD 5870 averages almost 70 frames per second, absolutely destroying last week's dual GPU card by some margin. Now we're off to a great start here. With the stolen documents, I was on my way out this army base in S.T.A.L.K.E.R, Shadow of Chernobyl, where the 5870 delivered 152 FPS on average.
Get to the chopper!
GTA 4 was next, using maxed out setting for the first time. The 5870 achieved very respectable 58 FPS on average. What a result! Next up, it's the GTA 5, where the 5870 continues to deliver amazing results whilst only using minimal/normal graphical settings. 66 FPS on average means the game ran really smoothly. Back in Fairhaven for quick spin in the Need for Speed Most Wanted, here the 5870 only managed to push 14 FPS on average. The 1GB of memory might be the limiting factor here. Still, that's twice as many frames as with the single 4870. Half-Life 2 was next, and because we are hitting the 300 FPS limit, that's a clear sign for me to remove this game from testing. But I need to say we've come a long way. A run through the tunnels in Metro 2033 Redux was next. The 5870 manages to score just 10 FPS on average. I suspect it's the memory limitation again.
But if you're alone, watch your ass.
Far Cry 3. Here we see a massive improvement as the 5870 pushed 36 FPS on average, making this game playable for the first time. More than double the frames of what a 4870 delivered. I'm impressed. Test Drive Unlimited 2. The strong performance continues and the 5870 manages 54 FPS on average. Whilst not quite 60, but we are really nearly there. New addition to our testing, Alien Isolation, where the 5870 shined once more and pushed 55 FPS on average.
I have other concerns.
Yeah, me too, Joe. Visually impressive and terrifying at the same time. Do we have any fans of the game in the audience? Please let me know down in the comments. Another new game we've tested with the 5870 was Dying Light. 34 FPS is solid result in my books, considering the GPU was already 6 years old at the time of this game release. Continuing with the new game trend here, Dirt Rally was next, where the 5870 delivered respectable 25 FPS on average using the in-game benchmark. And we finished the game benchmarks with yet another new addition. This time it's Fallout 4, where the 5870 achieved 23 FPS on average. Let's summarize today's testing then. The 5870 managed to surpass all of my expectations, delivering exceptional results across the testing, being only somewhat limited by its 1GB of available memory. I was quite lucky and bought this card for only £13 or 18 USD on the famous auction site, making this probably my best purchase so far. Did you ever own one? Or better, do you still game on this card? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing and liking the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.